What's up, Dext community? We have a huge AMA today. It's super exciting. Let's get started with some introductions. Can you introduce yourself and explain what XO is building?
Hey everyone, I'm Suraj Sharma, founder and CEO at XO.Builders. And at XO.Builders, we're building the future of human AI collaboration with agentic workspaces. So, what are agentic workspaces? Think of it how you can have humans and AIs, all of them work in a shared environment where they can share code, share knowledge, share work items.
Amazing. It sounds quite interesting. Maybe you could, dumb it down a little bit. What problem or gap in existing tools or platforms are you trying to solve with XO?
Absolutely, that's an excellent question. Do you use multiple AI tools for your workflows? I think that's becoming a norm. Is that something you use personally?
Personally, I do, and I do it every day.
Awesome. Which are the ones that you use commonly? Name your top three.
I use a combination of ChatGPT. I use, of course, DeepSeek. I use some for photo and video editing. I guess there's a ton, but those would be my top three.
Yes. So do you face this problem that once you start with ChatGPT, let's say you're brainstorming about a particular idea and a design pattern that you're thinking, then if you go to VO3 or you go to DeepSeek,
Yeah.
you have no idea what you were doing before. Do
Yeah.
you,
And then
and then,
sometimes, yeah, yeah, totally.
and sometimes, sorry, go ahead.
I was saying sometimes it even forgets and it, spits something back and I need to remind it like, hey, that was yesterday's topic. Let's get back on track.
Exactly. That's what a shared environment solves. So this way, what happens is, if you connect XO, you can connect ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and VO3 in one environment. This way, when you start prompting with ChatGPT, then you go to DeepSeek, your DeepSeek is going to be aware of what work you did with ChatGPT, as well as your VO3 is going to be aware of what work happened elsewhere.
Wow.
This way, when you do a brand guideline designs, you don't have to keep on re-explaining, re-prompting, doing the same thing over and over again. So this not only helps reduce your time of copy pasting, but what we've also seen is it can significantly help you reduce your token usage. So as someone who has a very high cost of AI tools, this is something that can help you reduce that cost down and do better optimizations towards your context.
Amazing. Okay, that's totally understandable and I think quite powerful to be honest, especially for somebody that uses it every day like myself. I'm not using it at such a high level I could be, but it would definitely save myself time doing so. So, you guys, it sounds like you offer agentic tools, unified workspaces, automation across platforms, as you just mentioned. Can you walk us across maybe the core features and how it helps users, teams, builders?
Absolutely. That's an excellent question. So we offer multiple tools. So as Expo started off, we were looking at how do we start off with the human AI collaboration. And given at different points, we saw different challenges. The first challenge over a year ago, what we saw was around the fact that vibe coding was getting big, but creating websites and web app was still difficult. So we created one product, which was a vibe coder that allowed users to prompt and get their websites. Now, this was a really good tool for prototyping, and we gave it to dev shops. Then we got more feedback from our customers in the community, which were the early adopters, that yes, we are doing prototyping, but launching and deploying agents is very hard. And then given our infrastructure, we increased our offering that, okay, now we have a vibe coder, but we give you one more platform that can allow you to launch your agents. So we created an Vercel-like experience, but for launching agents. You know how Vercel allows you to deploy apps in one click. We allow the same thing for agents. So we created our MCP servers, then we created our agents. Then the third feedback what we were getting as we saw MCP evolving and people were saying that context sharing is an issue, our costs of AIs are getting too high, so all the businesses. So we primarily are a B2B product and we work with businesses, so which are focused on dev shops, startups, small companies. Those are primary targets on our customers. And when they said that, okay, now their cost of AI has been significantly rising with Lovable and all these tools becoming a day part of their thing, then we saw another opportunity that we should optimize with workspaces where, we created our custom knowledge base that allows all these agents to communicate with each other. So that showed us that it not only helps you reduce your time when you're communicating with AI, but also seriously impact cost. If AI is something that is day-to-day part of your flow, cost reduction is something that businesses really loved. So that's how our journey evolved into from vibe coding to DevOps agent, which is a launch pad, and the third tool, which is workspaces, which is going to be our flagship product. So in the future, we want to do most of our focus and time and development towards workspaces, and that's where we're heading towards.
Amazing. I mean, I totally agree with you where in theory it sounds easy to launch an AI agent, but if you have no tech background and you have to create the flow, integrate everything, make sure everything's running smoothly, yeah, integrate it with the backends of your platform and you don't really know what you're doing. It gets quite tricky and hard sometimes. So it's cool that you guys automated across all the platforms, are integrating AI agents, coding tools, operation tasks all in one platform. But how does that kind of work behind the scenes? How do agents collaborate and share memory, if that makes sense?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Excellent question. So the way we do it is we have our own, we've created like different layers. So our workspace, which is our flagship product, comes under like five different layers. So the first layer is going to be the memory layer. So in the memory layer, what they do is most of these agents are communicate through MCPs. So we've created our MCP servers where they can access these informations. So this way, what happens is you are only connecting agents that you trust. So you have an option as a user that, okay, I trust ChatGPT, I trust Claude, I trust these Manus, and these are the agents I would like to connect to a server along with myself. So this way, the user has the opportunity where they can pick and choose. And MCP that did a lot of heavy lifting for us, that allowing us to do the connecting capability. This because of MCP, we are compatible with more than million plus agents. So any agent that supports MCP can be seamlessly connected and disconnected from the workspace. So that's how we want to make sure. And what we also do is when you're connecting with the MCP service, we don't store any of the data. So at the first level of iteration, this is going to be on XO's infrastructure. But as a follow-up, we'll allow users to also store these workspaces and knowledge spaces on their own infrastructure. So you can come and connect your databases, you can come and connect your Google account or any of these accounts, and all your data will be stored on you. So this way, XO is not taking any access to your sensitive data or any data. We're just a facilitator that allows Claude to communicate with ChatGPT and
Amazing.
also allow them to, perform in an execution
I kind
environment.
of want to dive deeper into, what you're just talking about, and that's keeping your data safe and things like that. So, like, what safeguards or design choices are put in place to ensure that data security, privacy, and reliability when agents are, acting across tools and you're connecting all your accounts with, of course, your personal data, right?
Yes. So we use, so a lot of the guardrails are still being figured out, where agents having access to data is something really new. This field is constantly evolving and, it's really hard to stay up to date with it. So as far as guardrails go, that we follow the best practices that have been laid out by our biggest platform providers. Like Anthropic has done a very excellent frameworks in showcasing, how agents should access, what are the specific guardrails they should be put. Same thing effort has been coming from OpenAI. So we have been closely following this research and we incorporate whatever the best practices that have been mentioned from them. And we ensure that proper guardrails have been added so that agents are not accessing something they don't. Second thing, what we do is also we do a lot of containerization. So even when an agent is connected to your server, it doesn't have access to everything. You can pick and choose what part it can control, and beyond that sandbox, the agent cannot break out of it. So this way, we make like a lot of isolated environments, which allow these agents to work in a safe environment, but they only get access to data that you're willingly sharing. So, you might have like 100 things on a workspace, but that doesn't mean if you connect Manus, it'll be able to see everything. So think of it kind of like, how we restrict human employees with a role-based access system where not every employee has access to everything. Similar implementation has been implemented for agents to safeguard your data and safeguard your integrity.
Awesome. Thanks for, diving deep into that. A lot of people, of course, want to make sure that their data is secured, private, and of course not leaked, right? So it's very intriguing and I'm super interested. So I want to learn more about the pricing, the price usage, billing, are there credits? How are resources allocated and consumed? Can you share that?
Excellent question. So our pricing is we have a unified credit system. So what we did is like since we said like we started off with our community on vibe coding, then we went to DevOps, then we went to now this is the workspaces. That's why what we did is we created a unified pricing system. So that works on credits. Now the credits are consumed on primarily three parts. One is you can do LLM token usage directly. So, in a vibe coding, we allow you to do LLM calls and all these things. So whatever token you consume will be deducted from the credits. Second is in that same credit system, we also allow you to deploy apps. So, if you're doing any cloud deployments, web app hosting, everything will be deducted through the same thing. You don't need to pay for extra AWS. You don't have to go for any other account. Whatever credits you have, you can either consume for LLM or this. And the third is third-party API calls. So we also support a lot of third-party API calls that can help with the integrations. So things like if you want to access another database, you want to access the workspace environments, you want to SSH into a machine. So all of these are the third-party API call examples. So whenever user comes, they can buy XO credits, and then based on their usage, they get billed. So there's nothing, you don't pay anything that you're not using for. So if let's say, and the credits never expire. So once you bought credits, they're going to be there valid pretty much forever. We don't have any expiration as of now. And you can pick and choose when you want to use. So if you have high traffics on certain times of the year, you can use high credits otherwise.
Amazing. I love that they don't expire because a lot of platforms, do like a monthly type of service and they'll expire. So I love that. And for people that want to start using XO builders, maybe it's businesses, devs, just everyday users, what are the first steps, for onboarding, setting up agents, using your tools? I saw that you guys have early access open. I mean, can anybody access it right now? Is it still a closed beta? How does it work?
So it's open. It's live and open for all. So we're really excited to have
Amazing.
everyone on grid. And in this case, what we have is our workspaces are currently in research preview because they require special onboarding privileges and access to your data. So that's why we have like a more diligent process for businesses. And we make sure that we explain you the risks and everything associated with workspaces. That's why we are not onboarding anyone and everyone on workspaces. But the launchpad and the vibe coding and all of these are pretty much live. You can go try out today. We're actually also hosting a competition, which is called XO Vibe Showdown. Users can win $5,000 up to $5,000 worth of prizes, where you come and showcase your vibe coding creations, and just launch with XO, and you can win a lot of prizes. And
Amazing.
so
I love that. I mean,
so please,
$5,000 of credit, that's huge, man. Can
yes,
you go
yes.
into maybe, I guess it's different with the usage, but like how much is the average user spending in credits a month? Like I'm curious how long that $5,000 would stretch over, like a year, 2 years, or it depends on the heavy usage, right?
Yeah, yeah. It depends on the heavy usage. So our prices are actually $5,000 credits plus cash as well. So we are
Oh,
offering cash
wow.
price users as well. So yeah, we want to promote vibe coding more. So we're ready to do a good giveaway.
Amazing. So, I mean, we discussed everything from, the platform features, tools, how to access it, security. Let's maybe dive into the token side of things. XO token, correct? That's the ticker. One, what chain are you guys planning to launch on? And then two, what kind of utility will you guys bring to holders and users of the platform?
Yes, so XO token right now is maybe sometime next year. Later next year is what our planned TGE is going to be at. And it's primarily for our community building. So you know how we said that anyone can come and connect AI agents to this platform. So we have the strong belief that yes, there are the big agent players like Manuses, GPTs, and all the ones, but we also see a lot of pockets of smaller agent builders that are really good at specific tasks. So one example I would like to give for that is if let's say we want to build a smart contract on Solana for a very particular staking protocol, then in this case, we believe that ChatGPT and Manus would take too much credits, too much usage. But a small agent builder will be able to build this much cheaper, much faster, and much more accurately because they'll be focused on that problem. So what we want the users in the future have the ability to come and connect to our agentic swarm or the workspace we're talking about. And anytime, let's say you can come and make @DEXTool agent. And if anyone comes on XO and be like, hey, can you tell me more about DEXTools offering? We can forward that to your agent. And whatever payment we get, a part of it goes to you as commission. So this way we want to create an entire token-based ecosystem for payments. And that's the main utility of XO token. So it allows you to distribute payments among different people, and second thing, which it allows you to do is having access to higher rewards ecosystem, and you'll be able to spend more. You'll be able to participate in early research preview and be part of a community. So those are the two main usage we're looking at as XO token.
Amazing. I mean, it's I love the main utility, and of course, as a user, as hopefully a future user, it'd be awesome to hold the token and enjoy all the utilities. So you kind of mentioned a timeline, but could we back up a little bit and speak about the upcoming launch? What's the details on the timeline, and what can we kind of expect? And then the first phase after you guys go live.
So the first phase after we go live is today you can use the Launchpad and the vibe coding platforms, and you can deploy your agents. So whoever we would really encourage agent builders, our deployments are going to be free for the next 90 days. So we're offering a lot of free credits just to go and deploy and experiment with our platform. So what we're doing is essentially we're targeting agent builders so that if you are someone that has built agents in past and you believe you can monetize your agent, so we allow you can launch through XO and we'll allow you to connect it. Then around later this year, somewhere around December, we're planning to make our workspaces public. Until then, we'll figure out all our early beta, and the research preview is going to go away. So then users can come and connect to their knowledge bases. Users can come and connect their AIs, and they'll be able to streamline their businesses. Essentially, we call it supercharging your AI. So whatever your AI was doing before, it'll be able to do 10 times better at one-tenth the cost is what we're aiming for. So around December, users will be starting to using these, different workspaces and all these different tools. And we're expecting around sometime around next year, next half of the next year, we'll have a good engaging community going forward who's going to be participating, who have a lot of credits. Then we would like to do a community-based token. So in terms of this, why we choose this is because we want the community to be part of this when we're designing the token. We would like to do everything in public. So, we don't want to be someone that all the token is happening in the back, the team is holding everything. This is going to be a very community driven effort because we believe that it's very important to decentralize AI and its technology. Hence, we want to have like a more engaging community. We want them to participate in the token rewards, and then we want to go forward with launching a token. So ensuring that all our stakeholders are safeguarded and their interests are met.
Awesome. I'm a big fan of transparency, and the first phase sounds amazing. I think I'm gonna try and launch an agent myself and see if I can get it of course, cheaper and more effective than what we have right now. So there are a lot of fast-growing AI projects. I mean, I hear of one almost every day, right? What sets XO apart from the competition? Like, what's the USP? What makes your approach unique?
Excellent.
What edge do you guys have?
Excellent question. So, we can talk about technology edge, workspaces, and all that stuff, but I'm not going to go into that. We do have a tech edge, but, that's not fun and engaging. So, we want to go something for good. So, what we really like as an edge we see is like most of these swarms or agentic based startups are developing in Web2 spaces. So, they're going with Web2 technologies, Web2 ideas, and Web2 ethos. We, on the other hand, have a very different vision. We believe that Web3 and AI are made for each other and they're supposed to be together. So we see that the bigger problem in scaling these swarms are not going to be technology, but instead what we feel is governance. So governance is something we feel is going to be a bigger challenge. Where one example is like two, if you create an agent, I create an agent, both of our agents can collaborate very seamlessly. But where the challenges are going to come is negotiation, that who gets what? How do we distribute the payment? Is the payment transparently distributed? Is the money getting where it's asked for? And that's where Web3 plays a big role. So we see that having a Web3 based ecosystem is going to be way, way important when we're scaling the solution. And that's where we see our edge. And all the swarms that are going to be in Web2 might not be able to scale at that place because of the coordination problem between multiple humans. And that's where we see our edge, that Web3 is going to be a big part of our governance. And even though the company's technology looks like a Web2, but the ethos is purely Web3. And we really believe in this ecosystem that we're going to grow bigger.
Amazing. Thank you, Suraj. I mean, you've answered every question pretty much excellent, I gotta say. So I've learned a lot in this AMA, and everybody watching, I know they're going to be excited. So finally, for people that are curious about XO, like you mentioned, it's open for everybody. What's the best way for them to try it out, stay involved, join the community, the socials? Maybe share where they can find you guys. What are the best next steps, and how can they, get onboarded?
Absolutely. So we are active on every social under the account XO_builders. So if you want to go to LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, everything is perfect. We've created a very interesting way to do support as well. So we've created, if you go to support.xo.builders, we've created our custom chat GPT agent where you can talk to this agent. It's going to give you everything about XO, the latest parts, all of it. And then you can, straight up communicate with it and give us feedback. You can, schedule a call with the team. You can give it bug reports and everything. So, one way to be very stay in touch is talk to our chat GPT. So everyone uses GPT. So our custom GPT is going to keep you in the loop. And the best place to sign up is going to be XO.builders/register. So as I said, we're running a wipe showdown, which is going to be like if you've created something which is either an agent or a wipe coded project or anything you feel is good and you can monetize it, please submit it. We love our applications. We're going to help you grow. We're going to help you build this project and we're going to support you with infrastructure and a lot of other tooling. So any AI agent builder, startup founder, anyone looking to monetize their creations, please join us there.
Yep.
And
Amazing.
please try out our product, launchpad.xo.builders. One last thing I wanted to say, launchpad.xo.builders. That's our agentic launchpad. You can deploy pretty much any GitHub URL with just one click. So give us feedback.
Wow, it's quite powerful and amazing. I love that you guys are pouring, hard work into the community. It just shows you guys are serious. There's longevity, and you guys, of course, want to see your community win. And there's no better marketing and yeah, organic growth from your community having like raving fans, right? So I truly appreciate your time, Suraj. XO Builders, check it out. Make sure to chat with their chat GBT if you have any questions as well. And yeah, I appreciate you and thanks for your time.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the DEXTools team as well. We really appreciate you getting on board. And, we're really looking forward to our long-term relationship together. And yeah,
Likewise, I know you guys will hit it out of the park. Thank you.
oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much.